All right. It still says 6:59 here. Are we good to start?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I will call the meeting of the Owen County BZA, September 19, 2024, to order. First order of business is the pledge. If everyone will please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, Susan.
Sandra Calvert. Here. Corbin Abel.
Present.
Norm Warner.
Here.
Dustin Combs.
Here.
Beth Wood.
Here.
All righty. You have the August 15th meeting minutes before you. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion by Sandra, seconded by Corbin. All in favor by show of hands? 4 and abstain? Yeah. 401. All righty. Old business, do we have any? New business. Before I go into the public hearing, I will read our criteria. A Board of Zoning Appeals shall approve or deny variances for development standards such as setbacks of the zoning ordinance. The BZA may impose reasonable conditions as part of the BZA approval process. A variance may be approved only upon determination in writing of the following. The approval will not be injurious or to the public health, safety, moral, or general welfare of the community. The use and value of the areas adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, and the strict application of the terms of zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. Establishing the foundation is as follows. Public notice in accordance with Indiana Code 5-3-1-2 and 5-3-1-4 shall be published at least 10 days prior to the meeting. Did we do that?
Yes.
Number 2, at least 10 days prior to the hearing, the planning director shall notify all interested parties of the public hearing by certified mail. Did we do that?
Yes.
At least 10 days prior to the hearing, the planning director shall post and maintain a sign on the subject property notifying those passing the property that a request for a variance approval for the property has been made. Did we put the sign out?
Yes.
It says the staff may appear out there and look around, and then others may appear at the meeting and represent, for or against. And then, did anybody communicate with anybody on the board prior to this meeting about this application? No, sir. Okay. Following the hearing, the board shall take the action on the application. The board may approve or deny with, the board may approve, deny, or approve with conditions. The board shall make written findings of the facts in support of their decision, and that would be in the planning or the building department for viewing by the public. The applicant shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. The burden shall be on the applicant to supply all information necessary for a clear understanding of the proposal. During public comments from the public shall be taken. Any person wishing to speak must register with the secretary and state their name and address. And then public portion of the hearing closed. After the public portion of the hearing is closed, the board may address questions or comments to the applicant or other persons if, in the board's opinion, the information is necessary to make an informed decision. So we will do that after we close the public hearing, once we've heard from the applicant. So, sir, I'm assuming you're the applicant. If you would come forward, push the middle button to turn the microphone on so everybody can hear you, and then state your name and address, and then present your application, please.
All right, Dell Bax, 4405 Gulfview Drive, Spencer.
Okay.
Did I say her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I jotted down on the back of the form, I don't know if anybody's read that yet, but what I have out there on Gulfview Drive is a 3-acre plot next to the golf course there. I've been there for 23 years, and the agreement I made with my wife that once we were retired, we were going to move to town. So we were going to sell our place out there, but I have a woodworking shop it's on the 3/4 portion of what I'm asking for here. So what we're doing is taking the 3/4 plot and just dissecting the 3/4 acre off, and then a 2 2/4, and then we're selling the 2 2/4, and I'm keeping the 3/4 for myself for a woodworking shop. Nothing can ever be built on it, so it's a detached garage. It's already on there. It's been on there forever.
You have a separate septic system for that building?
No, there's no water or septic hooked up to it. It's pretty well all wooded.
It's all what?
It's all woods, kind of wooded.
Yeah, right next to the Hardesties, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can put a septic in there if anybody wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know if you have room. I was just wondering if you're going to go out there and spend all day, though.
Yeah, and the two ladies that's gonna buy our house, we've made the agreement with them that they would have first right to buy that 3/4 of an acre. They wanted it, and I wanted it really bad I've always wanted to have a hobby out there when I'm retired. And now that we're in town, I just don't have a shop to do it. And I put like air conditioning and heating unit in there, and got all my woodworking tools in there. So the agreement we made with them, after 10 years or whatever, when I died, they would be able to buy the 3/4. And it's actually for a price of $40,000 we agreed to. So there's,
So you're saying in 3 years they're going to buy that property?
maybe more than 3.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 5.
I mean, it's your property and everything, and I'm just curious. It seems like to me, in my mind, if they're planning on buying property anyway, wouldn't you sell the whole parcel and then maybe just lease the building through them and just until you're done with it then?
Well, I really didn't think about that, but what I did is have it surveyed back in June. And I think we talked to somebody up here to ask if there was any restrictions for a survey out there. We were told no. And so,
David Meyer.
yeah, David Meyer came
Yes.
out and he blocked off a nice 3/4 section. And then the 2 2/4 section would be for them to buy. They're perfectly happy with it. I am. I'd love to have it that way. And it's definitely not going to hurt the value or anything with the properties all the way around for the golf course.
Is there any design variance documentation or on septic and an empty building like that? It's not a residence, I know,
Right.
but it's a structure, and I didn't,
Not that I know of.
I can't remember if there is. But. So, sounds like you'd be okay if we said no further building on the lot?
Yeah, that's the agreement I actually made.
So, but if we put it in the record, then it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I walked in here, my thought was somebody's splitting off a chunk and then they're gonna turn around and build a house on it a couple of years from now.
But if you set a restriction, no building on the lot, let's say they do buy this, then if they want to build something there, they can't because.
Well, they'd have to come back to us
Right.
and get it removed, correct? I mean, that'd be the only caveat. I don't wanna get caught here building a house on a less than an acre lot when we've already put it in the.
I agree.
The
Yeah, I
plan
was
that we
saying
wouldn't
if
do
the
that.
people that he's planning on selling it to end up buying that other 3/4 an acre, I mean, if all goes well, but then.
That would need to be disclosed there in the sale process, just, FYI, and then if they wanted to come back, once they've rejoined the lots, for lack of a better way of saying it, then they could come back and say, hey, I'd like to, take that restriction off, whether they ever build on it or not, but
Right.
I would feel more comfortable, at least from my point of view, if we restricted the building on that lot, since it is gonna be 3/4 of an acre. And it's not in a development where we're trying to, save property by putting them closer together. So,
Yeah, and I'm fully aware of
yeah,
property values. I'm the president of the golf course out there,
yeah.
so.
Honestly, I don't think anything you're proposing is gonna per property, but Beth, you're the real estate agent in the room. What do you say?
I'm an ex-real estate agent.
You
I-
still have the knowledge base.
I honestly don't think that there's really room for a septic there with all the trees and the
No,
roots
I'm
and all.
saying, do you think that would hurt the property value of the people around it? I don't see that being a problem, do you?
No. And if they had any issues, they'd be here.
Right. I mean, we're really not changing the character at all. We're not changing all we're doing is splitting the piece of property and then saying, don't build another house on it. Because that might cause a problem with the neighbors.
Right.
Is there room for another house, though?
Well, that's the other question.
That's the thing. I don't even know
The
that you need to
setbacks
go
might be
that
an
far.
issue.
No,
I don't
but
even
if
think
you
you
look at
need-
the drawing, there's not really room for that.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think you need to go that far to put a stipulation on it personally.
Well, I'm okay with that too. I won't make the motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept it as is,
Okay.
no restrictions, because I just don't honestly think there's room for a house.
Do we need to close the public hearing before we make? a
Did I
motion?
Oh,
open
yes,
it?
we did.
I did open it, didn't I? Did I open the public hearing?
I don't think technically you asked him to come up, so I wrote down the time you told him to come up.
I intended to open the public hearing when you come up.
There you
It
go.
is now open.
Yeah.
So can you restate your motion?
Yeah, I will take my motion back.
All right, so we've now opened the public hearing. And if you don't have anything further, do you have anything further?
No, I just would appreciate it. It's breed of mine to have a shop.
All right, so now I will close the public hearing and entertain motions.
I'll make a motion that we accept the proposal as written in the survey. It's, I hate to say my opinion, but it just doesn't really look like it's feasible for a septic or another house.
I'll second. Have a motion by Beth, seconded by Dusty. Dusty. All in favor of the motion on the table? 5-0.
Awesome.
Good to go, sir.
I really appreciate it.
She'll have to have me sign paperwork, and then it'll be available to you. I'm assuming next week sometime. That's her call.
Yeah, it was tough for me to leave that property, believe me.
I have.
Enjoy your wood shop.
Are you a golfer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
terrible. But I haven't because I've had so many, 2 hip surgeries, an arm surgery.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you just keeping the workshop for a place to get away from your wife?
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually got
This is on YouTube. You won't get him in trouble.
it's my man
I
cave.
can.
That's your man cave.
Well, it's got a half story on top. And when I built it like 18 years ago, I should have put a deck on top. So I just had 2 windows on each end. So I knocked out a window and put a door out there and put a 10 by 10 deck out there with a nice view of the golf course. So, yeah, bring my dog out there.
If I was golfing out there, you'd want to have a hard hat on.
Me too.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, public comment. I see no one, so we will jump over public comment and staff reports.
Not really anything to tell you, except for, I would assume you all got your notices in the mail for the UDO.
Yep.
And so, most people have, it was sent out to every person, so.
I have had people tell me they got it, so it's gone out.
So,
Should be a real hoot.
Do we have a meeting in October, a BZA meeting?
not at this,
Okay.
but somebody else will be here at that time, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, you might want to tell them your other, because that's going to affect this board too.
Yeah, so as of the 27th, I won't be in this position.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So
So where are you heading to?
I'll tell you after we're off YouTube.
Okay. Sounds great.
BZA member comments, anything?
No, I think you've done a good job, Suzanne.
Yep,
Yeah.
me too.
Yep.
Always have what we've needed and
Have the knowledge.
hate to see you go, and we who do this stuff know what kind of time and effort you've put into it, so.
Thank you.
And we wish you the best.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Good luck on your next adventure.
All right, well, unless Dustin wants to sing or Corbin wants to sing, I guess I'll move to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you for coming, folks.